unblindfold.
Let you take the reins.
Kaji, when you land on your feet, you find yourself, your boots impact on a wooden floor. You find yourself in a bright clearing,
Oh, God.
crossroads, a
Kaji, do you
military
know where
checkpoint
this is?
surrounded by soldiers.
Where is...
Do you recognize anything about this place?
Carson, do I recognize anything about this place?
Kaji, you don't recognize where you are, but there's something nostalgic that you can't quite put your finger on about the sigils the men around you are wearing.
Where? No. Can't
Across
be.
the bridge.
Oi! Stop there! Tiny bridge! How do you expect me to meet the princess? Just pass
Princess.
along whatever you've earned. The two begin to talk quietly, out of earshot from you.
I'm gonna walk up to this dude.
You see, this soldier is just like the others that stand along the wall. Looks like you're one of them as well. He's standing there with his hand on the hilt of his sword, looking out, protecting whatever it is he's protecting.
Hey, that dude on the bridge.
Huh?
Who is that guy? Recognize him?
The big guy.
Yeah, the one that that said tiny bridge.
I don't know his name, but he's the princess's sworn protector.
Hmm. Princess.
Yes, ever since the massacre, she has been well protected.
Wait. Which... I'm having a foggy day. I don't think I got enough sleep. Which princess are we talking about exactly?
He looks at you, and even though he's wearing a helmet and you can't see his face, you can tell he's confused. Princess Bright of Dunhold. The
Right.
Solarian massacre. And the memories come flooding back, Kaji.
Oh.
Princess Bright.
What is it that he has learned? Kaji, you recognize her immediately, except she's older. Her face is scarred, presumably from the burns of the memories of the fires that night.
It can't be.
He says the scout from the Empire's already left the island. And what does that mean? That whatever she found there, she's taken back to Scrollhaven. She's disappointed.
Scrollhaven.
I'm just kind of like staring at her with like, I can't believe my eyes.
Kaji, Scrollhaven. That's where we just saw Hermes.
I completely did not hear Varis. Wait. It can't be.
All right, men. Get ready to round up and move camp. We're going to approach the Empire, see if we can find out what this scout found on Boggs Island.
Aye, sir.
Boggs Island.
Varis, we're gonna play along.
Okay.
I kind of walk over here. I approach the princess.
Yes, I suppose we'll have to move now if we want to make it by nightfall. She's talking to the gentleman that is across from her.
I'm just kind of listening on the conversation.
I think we'll have to send a man with, well, someone with a scroll back to Solaria if we're intend to make peace with my father before this is over. Of course, we don't have a seat of power in Solaria anymore, but that is what we hope to change. She notices you watching and gives you a stern, questioning look. Is there something I can help you with?
Uh, no, ma'am. Sorry. I was just listening in on the where we're going next. Wondering what the plan of action is, ma'am.
We're probably going to have to tear down and put up tents outside of Timberwick if we have any hopes of finding this scout. Hopefully she'll stop off. I am to understand she was alone. She raised her voice and it echoes across the gap. Yup, she was alone. Intel says she went looking for her husband, but came back empty-handed.
Finding a scout.
I
Varis,
should move.
is that related to what happened earlier with you?
It's possible. Not too sure though.
Hmm.
Everything's a
What are
bit
you waiting
weird.
for? Princess and I, she kicks a peg out from underneath the tent, collapsing it, and she kicks the peg up into her hands. Then she tosses it over to you, Kaji. Get packing!
Yes, ma'am. On it.
Do you catch the peg?
I do catch the peg. Ideally.
Blindfold. Unblindfold. Varis and Kaji, finally, you find yourselves apart.
What the?
Back in
Varis!
Hermes' study.
Oh, Kaji.
I.
Oh, wait
Princess.
a second. Ooh,
Oh,
Kaji, be
they were
careful.
headed here, weren't they?
I believe so, but right now we have different matters to attend to. We have to figure out what exactly is going on right now.
I think she might have some answers.
Hello?
As you approach the desk and the woman sitting in Hermes' chair, you take a moment to really realize what this room looks like. Even though you've only seen it once before, you immediately realize that it has lost all of its Hermes qualities. There aren't things scattered around all over the floor, parchment flying off of desks, and inkwells everywhere for any time an idea strikes where he could write something down. The room seems almost empty without those things, and the girl at the desk has her head in her hands, and she's crying.
Madam, may I ask for your name and maybe ask what might be wrong if it's not intruding upon you too much?
You see, she pulls her head out of her hands, and she looks up. She looks around the room, but she stares straight through both of you. She doesn't seem to even know that you're with her.
Can she see us?
Not sure.
With tears in her eyes and with shaky breath, she reaches out. She grabs a ladle. She begins stirring it in Hermes' cauldron.
Carson, the music bot's gone again.
And she begins to sip from the cauldron.
Varis, is that the
Yes,
whatever
Kaji.
drink cauldron that was you guys drank? Is that the same thing?
It is, yes.
Anything going on with the lady that we can see, Carson?
Make a
After she
medicine
drank-
roll, Kashi.
Oh, what do I roll for that?
Can I see
Roll
anything
your
outside of this
D20.
window, by the way?
You see the same sight you remember Kashi seeing, which is
How do I
a
roll?
sprawling city, spires and all, looking out over an ocean,
How do I roll?
but stretching out to even further lands. How do you roll? Hover over your die and tap the R key.
9.
9. Apart from the fact that she's clearly extremely distressed, the only thing you notice as she sips from the cauldron is that her eyes sort of begin to roll back into her head, and it almost seems to soothe some of her, shaky, and the tears become less uh active, but they don't fully stop.
As a bit of a test, I kind of take my hand and almost reach for one of these scrolls.
You find that your hand is incapable of touching them.
I try to touch the woman's shoulder.
You find that your hand passes straight through her.
Varis,
Uh,
seems like we're intangible.
Kind of take a quick scan, seeing if there's anything in the room that kind of stands out. Maybe like an odd tome or scroll with any specific names or something.
Varis, make an Arcana check.
Where's my table? Is this my table? Yes. Where are my dice?
Thanks a 20 yet.
Oh,
Yeah, roll the d20.
6.
Oh, our menus are different. Our inventory.
You would notice nothing out of the ordinary except this eerie feeling of everything being devoid of any sort of feeling, or there's no smells in the air and there's no texture to your touch. The only thing that seems to have any sort of effect on your senses is the potion in the cauldron.
Can I touch the cauldron?
You can feel the cauldron.
I don't like that, Varis.
Kaji, this may sound a little crazy, but I think we should drink it. Some of it.
There has to be some other way. So far, this potion has only brought just confusion.
Well, from experience last time, there didn't seem to be any harmful effects. It just gave us a weird vision or hallucination, I guess. Vision might be the best term for it. But aside from that, nothing really happened. I think most of this is due to that box that we opened.
Last time we opened the box together, and now it seems like we are phasing in and out of both reality and each other.
Yes.
Do you want to drink it, Varis?
I think that might be the only choice we have.
How about this? I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna wait. If you want to drink it, you drink it. I'll watch over you, see if anything happens. And if you disappear on me, maybe I'll drink it after that.
All right. Oh, I hope we can figure this out soon.
I lean against the wall.
While saying that, he's grabbing bowl, cauldron, whatever it is, up to his mouth and
The cold liquid touches your tongue, and a moment later, you cease to exist.
Oh, God. Varis?
The silence is deafening, Kaji. And the only sound that breaks the silence is the sound of a drawer behind you sliding open. The woman at the desk, although still seemingly comatose with her eyes rolled back into her head, she reaches into the desk and she unfurls a fresh sheet of parchment. and she dips the quill into ink, and she lets her hand rest over the parchment, as if she's waiting to begin to write. But she doesn't.
Is the door that opened the one that she opened, or she got the pen out of?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Can I look in it?
Absolutely. Looking in the drawer before it, as it starts to slide closed from her, leaving it hanging open, you would just see many scrolls of parchment and nicks and doodads. Nothing out of the ordinary.
What
So
is she
things that
doing?
seem stuffed away, I would say. Some of it seems shoved to the back and reminds you of Hermes and probably reminds her of him.
Hmm. Will waiting, will like trying to wait make anything happen, or is she just gonna be trying to write or waiting to write forever? Till I do something.
As long as you wait, nothing changes.
I start pacing. So on one hand, I could take the potion and see what happens. But on the other hand, it could just get so much worse. He said that nothing happened before when they took it last time. Oh God! I saw the princess. She was there. I could maybe. That's a gamble. I hesitantly grab the cauldron. I'm looking at it, eyeing at it. I slowly take a very deep sip of it.
Blindfold. The two of you feel, once again, not only like yourselves, but feel in the way that a person should. You feel the touch of stone beneath you and at your back as you both are slumped against opposite walls of a place you've never seen before. Willben, you two now are awake. Unblindfold.
God.
Oh, what is this place?
Ah,
Oh, Willben.
you.
Yes,
What did you do?
I
Oh,
wish for a better future for us all.
See, better future. Me and Varis have been zipping in and out of realities and in each other's heads. Don't ask.
hang on, Kaji.
Is it not wrong after all we've been through on that island to better ourselves?
It depends on what bettering ourselves means.
Willben, what exactly did you wish for when you opened that box?
I don't know what you saw, but what I saw in Hermes' house that night we drank was spectacular. So I wished for us to go there.
Elaborate. What did you see?
A great castle, great wizards, a spectacular life.
Varis, what did you see
Mm.
when you drank that potion?
I woke up in my cabin, my home, and there was someone outside waiting for me at a stable of deer, the deer that were on the island, and a woman, the same woman that we saw, Kaji, when we were in the place they were referring to as the Grove. She's looking for me.
That means that.
But you guys have been places?
Yes,
Yeah.
we have, Willben. We decided to open the box after you vanished. And an entire mess. Something strange happened to us.
That Hermes
Curiosity
guy.
curiosity got me the second time. I had to open it again.
But
Well,
Willben, what you did, the repercussions of it, you didn't think of it at all. When you wished for that, did you think about whether or not Kaji had ever drinking that same potion? And did you wish for just our group alone to be sent to those futures?
I wish for us three. Magic works in mysterious ways. Who knows what Kaji might find?
It's a dangerous call.
Still alive, aren't we?
for how long?
As far as we know, yes. But what might
Do
this
you know where
place
we are,
be?
Willben?
Carson and I kind of look around to see where we're at. Do I notice anything?
I would say you this is strangely familiar to you. Even though it's not quite what you remember seeing in your vision, it's extremely reminiscent of it. It's almost like a dream in its lucid, confusing state turned physical, turned tangible. And as you're looking around the room, you notice a podium here for someone to address this crowd of desks, and handwriting upon the pages that is unmistakably yours.
Can I attempt to read the handwriting?
Certainly. You would find, though I cannot tell you exactly what these pages say, you would find almost like a diary, except instead of chronicling someone's life, it's chronicling studies of the arcane and graphs and drawings of creatures you've never seen before, and effects and materials, elements of the world, the ways that they can be combined and rearranged to produce things you've only ever dreamed of seeing.
And do I remember any of this, or did I just wake up with Kaji and Byron? Or
You have
Varis?
no memory of writing this.
I look at the handwriting. This handwriting, it's mine.
It's yours. Willben, do you know where we are right now?
Almost strangely familiar. I can't get it off the tip of my tongue. It's almost like I've been here before, yet never have.
That's... Varis, when you're at the cabin, did you kind of have the same feeling?
Well, yes, but I think I was a little different because I think it might have been the same cabin that we went into when we were on the island. So that was a place that I had already been. While they're kind of talking, I'm kind of inspecting these, I guess, large desks. Is there anything that I'm finding on them? Do I need to...
You would find books and parchment that is mostly blank, inkwells and quills. It reminds you of the place you were just a moment ago, in what was referred to as the City of Scrolls, except things here seem to be a little more finely made, I would say. Like the desk is beautifully carved wood, and the chairs are, the cushions are plump, but this place seems almost perfect, except that all the seats and all the desks are covered in a light layer of dust.
Can I look out the window?
Yes. Looking out the window, you see that you're on an elevation. You're on an elevated floor, but it's not nearly as high as Hermes' office, his study. You're in a city as well, a very different looking city, much more dreary in appearance, and hooked roofs and thatch pyramids clinging to stone bases that don't reach nearly as high as the impressive city you just saw, but also unfamiliar to you.
almost seems to be some sort of lecture
Car-
hall or classroom or something.
Carson, is there a mirror in this room?
There is not.
Okay.
But there is, suddenly, a very quiet, faint little pat, pat, pat at the door.
Think we should open it, Kaji?
I kind of talk at the door. Who's there?
Hey, Kaji.
Yep.
Maybe we should step off to the side and let Willben handle this.
Yeah, this.
We may all be a little unfamiliar with this place, but seems to have some sort of meaning to him, so
I
maybe we
cautiously
can
step
figure
over
something
here.
out a bit easier.
I walk up to the door and I put my head against it to see what I can hear. Do I hear anything?
When Kaji asks the door who's there, there was a little muffled, like,
I open the door.
the door creaks open, and there's a little face staring up at you. Master Willben?
Who are you?
Is everything okay in here, Master Willben?
Where are we?
We're in the classroom, Master Willben.
Did the students just leave?
No, the students have not yet arrived. Will be any day now. I've been crossing my fingers and asking the Pantheon to bless you with students. He puts he crosses both his fingers and then he clasps both his hands together and he shakes them at the sky.
Does anything happen when he does that?
Nope.
What are you doing?
I'm praying, Master Willben. I'm showing you that I'm praying for you.
I greatly appreciate that.
I like that you shaved your beard, Master Willben. You look very young.
I sort of look at Kaji and Varis a little confusingly, but kind of play into it.
He follows your gaze as you look at them, and it's clear that he did not even notice they were in the room. Oh, Master Willben, 2 students have arrived early.
You could say that.
Oh,
Yes.
blessed be the Pantheon. He drops onto his knees. Blessed be the Pantheon. He has blessed us with 2 students, Master Willben.
I do have a bit of a question, though. If you don't mind me asking you.
I interrupt
Me?
him. Remind me again. What was your name?
Oh, my name is Crumb. It makes sense that you should forget, as I'm a mere servant of the Archmage.
As I was saying, I have a question that I need to ask you.
You want to ask me?
Yes.
Not Master Willben?
No, I think you might be better suited to answer this question.
Crumb looks up at you, Willben, as if to silently ask for permission to answer this question.
I give a short nod of approval.
Crumb almost like flocks to you. He gets as close to you as possible without touching you and looks straight up at you like a toddler. What is your question?
Where might we be? Being that this is the first time I'm here as a student and I've arrived early, I haven't received any formal information as to where I currently am. I kind of just been wandering and have stumbled upon our teacher here.
Oh, you have stumbled into a great opportunity to learn about mysticism from Master Willben, from the Archmage. You are here in the city, the great city of Needlepoint.
Needlepoint. Okay.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Hello.
There's a city somewhere called the City of Scrolls. Have you an idea where that would be?
City of Scrolls. Never heard of it.
Damn.
Are you looking for scrolls? We have plenty.
No, I'm looking. Never mind. Thank you, Crumb.
Well, I just came to pass along a message to you, Master Willben.
And what would that be?
There is a disaster happening at the port. They said, very urgent, get there, people are dying.
Assume you can take us there?
You want me to go into the field with you?
Only to show me the way.
Oh. His shoulders slump. Okay. Sure, follow me. And he hobbles, and it seems he has no concept of haste as he just starts taking you down the hall towards the exit.
For something so urgent, he waited a while to tell us.
And of course, you don't get a
Quite
break.
slow.
Blindfold. Tyrael and our Triton friend, you scramble to the top of the ship because you hear a commotion on blindfold. Your noble captain Garland is helping two Dragonborn hoist a rope over the side of the ship. One of the Dragonborn, seemingly of importance, wearing a wide brim hat with a feather sticking out of the back, he's pulling the rope and he's saying, "We got injured! Help us! We've got injured!" Myenxel, you are floating in the water next to a safety raft. The ship you've just come from is a vessel that came all the way down from the north, carrying Dragonborn supplies, and one of the men of the crew was wounded when the ship went down. He is lying in front of you in the water.
What is this that is next to me?
That is in this guy's hand. That was never next to you.
Okay.
Can you also say? Can you say the first part again?
The Dragonborn, this Dragonborn crew that you were a part of, Myenxel, your ship has gone down, and you're seeking refuge from this other crew that is ported.
How are they hoisting him up? Like who's holding the rope that's pulling him up?
This gentleman here holding the object is also dangling the rope, and he's trying to swing it towards you, Myenxel.
You said he was. You said he's passed out.
He's bleeding profusely. He's injured. He's burnt, but
Is he unconscious?
he's not unconscious.
Okay. What is it? Help! We need help. Please
Take the
help us.
rope!
I'll grab the rope, and I guess pick him up. Try and grab the rope with him.
One of the other crew members comes over and starts dangling over the edge, and he reaches out to try and grab injured Tiltus. Are you trying to hoist both of you up onto the ship?
Yeah, I was gonna hoist him to this guy.
Tyrael and Marco's character, what are you guys doing in this moment?
I'm watching this point.
Yeah, I think
Panicking.
I'm
Kind
honestly
of running
just,
around the ship.
I think I'm honestly just watching as well.
Cool, cool.
Okay.
Just kind of
Myenxel,
waiting.
make a strength roll.
I'm so out of practice, guys. All right. Oh shit! All right. I wish I had all my shit over here. It's 4 + 2, I believe. How can I?
So you click the pop out to screen on the top left,
Ah, I see. My bad.
and then you can maneuver it
Yeah.
from there.
Yeah, it's strength +2, so 6. Shit.
6. You try with all your mights to get your buddy up onto the side of the ship, but his weight has proven to be too much for you, especially because you're weighed down, trying to stay up afloat, carrying as much as you're carrying.
How far down from the top of the boat is like the water?
I would say about 6 feet.
I look over to the kid and go, "Hey, do you know how to swim?"
Where's that?
What was that?
Where's that swim?
You should jump down there and help hoist them up.
Alright, here, grab my loot.
I take everything that he tries to hand me.
I give him everything.
Please help. Take him.
Take him. Here, grab onto me. I'm gonna try to.
Hiltus is a bit delirious, but he reaches out and he grabs you with an extremely strong arm, despite the fact that he is weary from being injured.
Yeah, I hoist him up to my shoulder and I try to lean over the boat wheel to help him onto my back. And once
Be
he's
gentle. He's wounded.
once he's fully on me, I kind of pull him right into the. Ah! Hey, Elfman, grab my hand.
I reach down and attempt to grab his hand.
You hear a booming voice, "Out of my way!" It seems your involvement in this, Triton, has encouraged Galton to step in. He reaches down and he grabs you by the scruff of your vest and he hoists you up with ease, pulling you and the person you're rescuing onto the ship.
Oh,
Thank you.
I'll take all that back. Thank you very much.
I hand him back all his stuff.
Can I just get up off the rope, Carson, or no?
Yeah, you can climb up the rope. These two will help you.
Sick. Awesome.
And they'll step back to make room for a bunch of
Sorry.
big dragonborns weighing down. The ship shakes with the weight. All right, you men are safe. Now it's time to get... Hey! What's going on up there? Some soldiers come to the port to see what's going on.
I kind of look at my my uncle, worried.
Yeah, I think
Spitsong just waves a dismissive hand at them.
I look at Spitsong as well, expecting him to deal with this since he's the captain.
Our
the
ship,
hell? No, what happened to you?
Our ship, it crashed and sank on the way here.
The captain pipes up. He was below deck. He didn't see it. It was a mage. A mage done did to us.
A mage? What kind of mage?
One of them fire-throwing mages. If we're not careful.
If we're not careful.
He goes slackjaw looking past you, Myenxel. Floating over the water. 3 figures.
I think as soon as I see them, I immediately turn and pull out my bow. Ready to, knock an arrow.
The Sunrise Rebels on the port chime up again. Can somebody tell us what the hell's going on up there? Spitsong, he seems to abandon this entirely. He disappears below deck. Would anybody like to do anything?
No.
I think I'm just going to, I'm gonna turn and head over to the soldiers and talk to them.
Can they hear us over here? The assassin?
I think your voice would carry over the water. Certainly. Do you want to say something to him?
Yeah.
Go for it.
You there? Were you the ones that attacked us?
They
Why?
begin floating towards you, and without responding, he raises his hand and he starts spewing fire towards the ship.
Oh shit. I'll go below deck. No, actually, no, I'll stay up here.
I yelled to the Sunrise Rebels. We just hoisted 3 people up that were attacked by pyromancers, and then
Watch
as soon
out
as I
for
finish
friendly
that,
fire.
I hear
Help!
the hit of
Help!
the fire.
Hey, guards, help!
They take a second. He turns to look at his other men. And some other figures approach the fort.
See? Crumb told you he could take you here.
From
Are
what
they,
exactly is going on?
What is happening?
In this moment, I'm going to say, starting with Tyrael, dodge or defend as fire spews towards the ship.
Dodge.
Okay. D20 dodge plus your dexterity.
One momento.
As this is happening, do the 3 of us kind of see what's going on? Kind of like
19.
have a little bit of an understanding of what's happening?
All you 3 see when you approach, you arrive just in time to see a bunch of people on a ship bracing for a fight as 2 creatures seemingly made of light and 1 red and white robed mage hovering over the oceans attacking them with fire.
I got a 19.
A 19.
Damn.
All right, how would you like to do it?
Is this platform close enough to jump to? Like, can I jump from the top?
Absolutely,
Of here?
you can leap there.
Then I'm gonna try to leap and land on my feet so that I'm still can fire an arrow. And then once I land, I'm gonna immediately try to dome the middle guy straight in the forehead with an arrow.
All right, make a dexterity roll.
Ooh.
Dirty 21.
You fire off an arrow and it soars towards the assassin, but his construct of light gets in the way and it embeds right into the sort of gelatinous, sort of burning muck of her neck, and it makes her shriek in pain. This disrupts the assassin's attack with the fire. The rest of you are fine for now. Our 3 newcomers, what do you do?
Crumb, who are these people?
Crumb doesn't know.
I turn to look at Kaji and Varis first. Do any of you have water magic? They seem to be fire and elementals of some sort.
Well, I use magic when we're surrounded by water itself.
I'm fire magic. I'm not useful in water.
You in the back,
Talking to me?
Willben.
Sorry, what were you asking?
Do you have water magic of any sort?
I do not.
They seem to be fire elementals. Damn it.
I ask Tyrael real quick. The red and white road man. Have you seen him before?
No.
Who is that?
I was on the boat and they attacked the other ship, apparently, of the 2 Dragonborn that are up there, and now they've come to attack this one as well. Hey, kid, you got any water magic of any sort? What can you do?
Oh, of course I have some water magic.
Well, now would be a great time to use it.
Can I use Intelligo Aquam on this guy over here?
What would you like to do?
I want him to perceive as he's
Say that one more time. Your mic's being a little
I
muffly.
want him to perceive as if he's drowning.
All right, cast a spell. Use intelligence.
Marco, your mic sounds like you're underwater.
I got 22.
That's his character.
He starts to float forward, and you see that you send sort of like this rupture through his entire body. He's taken aback, and even his ability to float seems to be disturbed. Both of the things that are following him also sort of like fade for a moment, as if they're about to cease existing, but he seems to push through it and send both of them clawing towards the ship.
As that's happening, is it possible for me to notch an arrow and then try to send it firing towards this assassin?
Yeah, make a dexterity roll.
I can't. Oh, so dex is +2. Okay. I got a 9.
A 9, you knock an arrow and fire, and it whizzes beneath the brim of his cap. Willben, as you step up to the edge of the dock, what are you doing?
Out of desperation, I'm going to shoot some sort of spell at him.
You raise your hands and you begin to channel the magic the way you've always known how, and you feel no sensation at all.
Look over to him. What are you doing? You should be attacking.
I don't know what's going on.
God damn it.
Suddenly, a crash from the ship. The crash, the sound of wood. Garland comes gallivanting up onto the top of the ship, and it seems he was not going to hide. Now he's brandishing a giant anchor, and he begins to swing it over his head. I will not have my crew attacked in the broad light of day. The Dragonborn from the other crew begin to sort of arm themselves, ready for a fight. But the gentleman, the captain of the other ship, he clutches this red orb that he seems to be protecting with his life, and he falls to the back.
Kaji.
Anybody else like to do anything?
Can I kind of? I wanna ask this dude a question. Can I
Go for
scream
it.
at him? Can you hear me?
Yeah, go for it.
You, pyromancer over the water. Does your flame come from Solaria like us? Like me, rather.
You hear this is the first time he's made any sort of noise that wasn't a gargle or a shriek. And he nods, and you see the flap of flesh that he has for a chin and the sort of skeletal face. He nods, the brim of his hat shaking up and down at you.
Good God. What happened to you?
Kaji, can you shoot a fireball?
I'm not sure if that's gonna do anything against the pyromancer.
Don't aim for him, aim for the water. Have
Gotcha.
the goal be so that it splashes water onto him and the 2 elementals that he has.
Carson, can I take defense in front of the injured Dragonborn? Like, in front of him?
Absolutely, yeah. You push him sort of out of harm's way, and you take a defensive stance in front of him. Kaji, would you like to cast a spell?
Well, I saw that Willben's spell did not work because he tried to use the spell and didn't work. Can I like try to cast it first before I like go full crazy? Know what I mean?
Certainly. How do you try to cast a spell?
I essentially just try to make a fireball in my hand.
You raise your hand and you do everything that you've done. All that you've studied in magic, you replicate that as you normally would, and you feel no sensation at all.
Varis, something's wrong. My magic isn't working either.
I look over at Kaji and express the same thing.
You as well.
Can I go for a top attack on this and then right here?
What exactly do you want to do?
A top attack, an overhand blow, so I can push him in the water.
Absolutely. By what means do you want to do that?
Using my cutlass.
Okay, make a dexterity roll.
I got 15.
15. You lunge forward. You lean over the railing and you make an attack. You plunge it. Your cutlass sort of embeds in the armor of her torso, and it knocks her out of sight. She reaches over with her fiery touch and starts scratching at you. Dodge or defend?
Dodge.
Okay, make a dodge plus your dexterity roll.
I got 19 plus. I got 22. No, 20.
damn.
20.
Are you dodging towards her or away from her?
Point away from her.
away. You manage to pull your cutlass out of the armor, and it sends her. You see, you've cut through the thin sort of like ignis armor, and you see a white hot magma sort of substance leaks out of her as if she's bleeding fire. Her hands clutch her side as she sort of like the levitation starts to dip, and she falls back with her hair falling so low to touch the waves themselves, which that action alone sends this like painful vapor off of the water. And while everyone else is scrambling to understand what's happening, a fireball does start to generate in front of Kaji.
Oh snap!
Except it is not one of his making. As this fireball begins to grow in size, you hear the small voice of Crumb behind you around the corner.
Have no fear. The Archmage has arrived.
Can I attack again?
Archmage.
You cannot, unfortunately.
Can I look around for an archmage?
You may.
Am I able to attack again?
Not yet.
Wait, Carson, real quick. Can I still look at the dude? The robed?
Yeah.
Can I like notice like what is his face like zombified? Does he look like his face is all
Yes.
decayed and rotted? Okay.
Are we understanding that he's the one making the fireball, or?
No.
Okay.
Someone else. A shadow sort of descends over you. And a red cloak sort of zips across the sky and descends. This, as you're looking up at this cloaked figure who is descending, the fireball becomes greater, and the Solarian assassin, he reaches out and he starts to harness the fire himself. His mouth is whispering incantations. He's trying to control the fireball, but he's losing control of it. The Master of Fire is having it sort of pushed back towards him, and you all see, landing on the rooftop, Crumb's apparent declaration, the Archmage of Needlepoint himself lands on the roof, his hands extended, building this fireball into a powerful, powerful one. One like you saw just days ago. Varis, Willben, and Kaji. Have no fear! The fireball seems to grow in size until it blasts towards the Solarian assassin, and it pushes him down towards the water, where his legs hit the surface of the water, sending a ricochet. His men, his little mutants, they start spiraling, thrashing, anger. But he gets right back up.
Would
anyone else like to do it?
recognize the Archmage? Like, do we recognize him as Guyven?
You recognize this smug motherfucker anywhere.
Does he recognize me? Or us?
He doesn't even seem to notice that you are there. His attention is on casting the spell.
Is the ball of fire still there, or has it completely disappeared?
By now, the spell has disappeared.
Archmage, what can we do to help?
You say that to him, Varis?
Yes.
He looks down at you, and his eyes change from confidence to almost fear. He looks at you, Varis, then at you, Kaji, and then at you, Willben. How is this possible?
You tried to kill us.
You.
The how is not a matter that we need to discuss now. We have to figure out the situation first.
Navaris, this isn't right. He tried to kill us.
Also, he's dead.
You're dead.
Once again, this discussion can be saved for another time. Let us deal with this problem now. Please.
I'm starting to think opening that chest was not the best idea.
That's a later discussion.
Well, let's focus on the matter at hand now, shall we?
As finished up my saying, I'd like to knock another arrow if that's possible.
You knock another arrow.
I'd like to knock 2 if that's possible at the same time. I think that was one of my abilities before. I don't know about now.
You go to knock an arrow. Guyvin raises his hands. His eyes light up with arcana. I don't know how you gentlemen got here, but it is clear we have much to discuss when the matter at hand is settled. And
Agreed.
with that, we conclude the session.